Every morning I go for a walk and I find inspiration. Verona is world famous for its beauty and its culture. And it's also surrounded by hills and farmlands where we produce a lot of good food and good wine. Growing food is a big part of our identity. It's also a big challenge for the whole world. And we need to take action. We need to face this challenge. My father Flavio founded the company around 40 years ago. We first specialized in precision technology and then in the production of industrial sowing machines. But there was a problem, the time to market. We found a solution introducing the Toyota production system invented by Taiichi Ono. This helped us to streamline our production. We had to face another kind of problem, the management of our inventory. Workers had to move around too much. One sleepless night, I got an idea. I remembered my daughter Sarah playing with this toy. It's made of blocks, joined together with an elastic cord. I started to design a system of connecting blocks to create a lean logistics system that moves the things to the people rather than vice versa. Sometimes, to solve big problems, you need to think like a child. I was thinking about my grandparents when they were growing small chicks into cardboard boxes. Could we do the same thing to our ONO lean logistics system? I suggested it to my team. First they laughed. Then I said, with chicks it might not work, but what about vegetables? The shortage of food in the world is a problem. One solution might be vertical farming, but the current model is costly and inefficient. It needs a lot of energy, space and workers. The ONO modular system has allowed us to increase productivity in our warehouse. Now, why not apply it to food production? This was the beginning. ONO Exponential Farming was born. ONO is a fully scalable system and you can use it to grow anything, anywhere in the world. We can move the plants between light and dark zones, feed the right nutrients at the right time. We can change the climate each rack. With increased plant density, we've introduced the new unit of measurement for agriculture, the production cubic meter. Everything is controlled by artificial intelligence, but it's based on natural intelligence. In our team, there are experts on biotechnology, AI, electronics, and robotics. We are an exponential team. We are dreamers, and we are farmers, makers, innovators, and game changers. Go exponential. Join the farming revolution.
Yes, food was always an integral part of our lives. But pandemic made us realize the importance of nutritious food, which help us in building the immune system and is vital in curing any diseases for a healthy life. Well, that being said, to have a nutritious food, it's important that we should be able to produce it, especially when 1/3 of fertile land has degraded and sources of fresh water are depleting day by day. So what is the solution? The only way to tackle the problem of food scarcity is to explore modern soilless, low water demanding, free of harmful chemical agriculture methods. Our today's guest for the show is one such person who is just not producing nutritious food but integrating the maths to generate automated AI-based profitable vertical farming method. So without any further ado, let's welcome CEO of ONO Exponential Farming and TEDx speaker to the Science Talk Show, to Mr. Thomas AMBROSI. Hello, Mr. AMBROSI. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you. Hi, everybody.
So, to begin with, first of all, we would like to know what inspired you to enter this world of exponential farming and integrate artificial intelligence with the farming, because this looks a really new concept. Although artificial intelligence is so much being used, but in farming, in agriculture, people are not that much thinking about it. So what was your inspiration?
Okay, the inspiration came to my mind when I was developing, let's say, intralogistic system for one of my companies, in which we produce soy machines, specific for soy machines for the production of jeans, for example, let's say, so for garment. And in that time, we need to find a new perspective, a new way to produce in a, let's say, a better way. And I invented a new system of intralogistics to move the goods to the people rather than the people to the goods. And to emphasize this, I invented a new kind of vertical lifting servers to move the parts to be assembled to make these machines. In that time, I was thinking also what we could do to use this new technology to do something better, something different from unanimated components like the parts to make machines and so on. And I found during the expo in 2015 in Italy, there was an idea of vertical farming in the Italian booth, and I understood that my technology could be very interesting to grow crops inside these modules that we were using only for parts for our machineries. So I dived into this kind of world, and I found that there were no any technology similar to the one we were suggesting that moment. And just meeting people and using other entrepreneurs and students and universities and so on, we developed the exponential concept of a new kind of farming, adopting our technology that is patented now everywhere in the world. But the main focus, just to come to the answer to your question, the main let's say spark that opened my mind was this book I show you. This book, this is Toyota Way, one of the books regarding the lean production system, and because we adopted the lean production system coming from Japan, and the idea was to reduce the waste, reduce the waste, the muda, no, it's the name in Japanese, reducing the waste, reducing any excessive movement of the people and so on, putting our concentration in the best product and in the best productivity for our technologies in the soy machines, for example. And then we moved it to the farming. You can imagine connecting this concept and connecting the IT that was driving our machines for the vertical lifting servers. We found a new way to consider the new kind of cultivation, introducing the information technology. And today, information technology means also artificial intelligence. Okay, so the artificial intelligence, we can talk a little bit more during this session, is a focus in our technology. It means that we can share all the information everywhere in the world, democratizing the approach to the farming instead of the classic, we call it Jurassic vertical farming concept that we can see everywhere in the world now.
Okay. So how is this exponential farming different from other traditional farming and even other modern methods of farming? Because can you just explain it, like is your idea of exponential farming is different from what exactly vertical farming and all these things are going on?
Absolutely. As I was telling you, we call all the other concept Jurassic, because our system is it's made of blocks in which the man doesn't go in, cannot enter the crop area. These are some modules that are very small. They are 25 square meters on floor as a dimension, and you can add any of these in any time. So differently from the other kind of vertical farms, we talk about small farms. We can start from a small farm and then move to a giga farm during the time in which the grower wants to increase his potential of productivity. So the cost is absolutely reduced to one module in the first instance, and then the farm can grow according to the demand of the market. So the vertical farms made by ONO Exponential Farming are modules in which we control all the environment conditions: temperature, humidity, sanification of the air, sanification of the water and the nutrients. And we can set a specific environment under the same building, different specific environment under the same building, letting the producer to produce different crops. Because, for example, if we talk about basil, that is one of the Italian most recognized in the world products, the basil for pesto and so on, it grows at 25 degrees centigrades. But if we want to grow other plants like microgreens and so on, the temperature is around 20 degrees. With our system, you can put one module to produce basil, and the next one can be a module to produce microgreens under the same building, connected together and managed by the same operating system, the ONO Exponential Farming operating system.
So how many people can actually manage a big exponential farm? Like you said, it's all automated, so the labor cost must be going down.
Absolutely. The labor cost is absolutely reduced to around zero, okay? Because it's fully, the growing process is fully automatized. So any people can take one of our systems, not only farmers, but we say the new farmers, the new generation of farmers, young people, students, science and entrepreneurs that are not involved in the farming system, in the farming concept, the farming system. They can use one of our modules, and we follow them through our network of information. The main idea of ONO Exponential Farming is based on democratization of the concept, because we don't want to have all the knowledge inside our company, but we want to share all the information around the world. You know, if you have one farm, a small farm, distributed in Asia, let's say, or in Europe, or in the US, or in Australia, all these farms, they send the information in our cloud system, and we take this information. They are managed by the artificial intelligence, and any expertise that is developed everywhere in the world is merged in by the artificial intelligence and the machine learning algorithms to let any farm everywhere in the world to have the right information to produce the best everywhere in the world. So any people can attack this business, because we can start. They can start from small farms, so a low cost introduction of this technology, and effectively we reduce the first step to enter this market that now is in the hand only of very big companies with a lot of funds. And so my idea is to democratize absolutely this new kind of technology, to let any people anywhere in the world produce crops in the best way, in a clean way, because we don't have pesticides, we have a very low reduction, a very high reduction, of water usage, and all the resources are optimized at the best.
Okay, so as I said in the beginning, that like during pandemic, we understood the food and nutritious food, for instance, is really important. And we understood that if you have millions of money and there is no food available outside to buy, the money makes no sense. So understanding this, a lot of people left their jobs and now they want to come into farming, specifically the aquaponics or a lot of other modern farmings which are available. But they fail at the point the cost of building cost is itself is too high. They're not able to afford it and they fail at that particular, like the at the beginning itself they fail. So they are not able to understand what are the importance and like what are they going to achieve later on if you are like continuing with the process. So how they can actually this limitation can be removed from this area.
Okay, first of all, we must say, because we must be honest, that it's not possible to change the production of agriculture all from what we are doing now everywhere in the world to the vertical farming. The vertical farming is something that is approaching this field of the farming as a new perspective of production that cannot overcome all the others. So the new farmers, they don't need to focus only on vertical farming or CEA, controlled environment agriculture, but the production in the field can even used. So that has different costs. Introducing the vertical farming is important because using our modules, for example, you have a high reduction of costs regarding the system, let's say, because we have a very lower cost per square meters. But the main focus is on having the right product in the right moment. The lean production system means to produce what is necessary, where it's necessary, and when it's necessary. So having this approach, the profitability of any enterprise can focus on specific moments without spending much more than what is necessary. Because if you have a good machine to produce and you make more productivity, more production than what is necessary in your place, you have a waste of production. So the main focus must be to concentrate in specific technologies that let the people to produce what is necessary, when is necessary, and where it's necessary, but also in a specific environment. Because if you produce on stacks under your home or in the garage and so on, you cannot guarantee the right quality and the right path of growth of the crops. You cannot set a specific let's say growing process anytime. So the market doesn't buy from you because you don't have the right specification, the right path controlled. In our system, this is absolutely possible, and we work in a specific environment in which you have all the information, and the people can attack this market spending the right amount for their perspective. This is
okay. So as you said, like though you have to grow right amount, like the right food. So is it that we can like produce all kind of fruits and vegetables in a vertical farming in this exponential farm, like in your Jurassic Park, or is only specific kind of vegetables we can grow? So can you put light on that?
Okay, the answer is we can produce anything anywhere in the world, and this is a marketing sentence, but it's real, because let's say also in this case we must be honest. We can produce anything, but not in all the stages of any plant. For example, we cannot produce a tree inside our system, but we can produce the small plant to make the tree, or for make the tomato, or to make other kind of fruits or foods, let's say. So anything you can produce inside as a nursery, for example, or to have the leaves or plants that can be used for the food directly. So everything is possible to produce inside the system. I can add also not only vegetables, but also insects, for example. You can produce also weeds or microalgae. And the approach is not only for food, the approach is also for pharma, for nutraceutics. Because inside the ONO modules, we have a very enclosed environment, full under control of the operating system and the human outside. And you can let to produce food everywhere in the world, but also plants for medicine. That is another problem that came through the pandemic. To produce, for example, vaccines everywhere in the world in a profitable way. And we know we are testing crops to be used as plants to produce molecules for example, the COVID vaccine or monoclonals, for example. So the system we introduced is absolutely fully expandable, and that's why its name is exponential. So we have infinite possibilities to produce anything in these systems in a profitable way. Even on Mars, if Elon Musk wants to take one of our modules there, he can produce there what he needs.
Yeah, I heard that you was also like given a presentation in SpaceX. So would you like to tell more about it, like your collaboration with the SpaceX?
Okay, we are working on that. It's something not pretty known, but there is a possibility to have our system involved in future application in that way. So because there is no human intervention, because when you see a space movie, you cannot see, you see only people working on the plants. Also in the field, in the movie The Martian, you can see the person working on any plants. But this is not the future. This is something that is useful to let people, all the world people, understand that it's possible to produce without soil, without using a very low quantity of water. And the step of ONO Exponential Farming is the new step in this future world. And the way we are introducing it, democratizing it, let us to introduce it, as you said, in different conditions, in different companies, in a very deep way.
Okay, so since you are also working with SpaceX, but there will be some smaller farmers as well who would like to collaborate with you and expand their agriculture method. So are you open for collaboration? And if yes, then how they can collaborate you? What will be the procedure?
But okay, we don't look only to big companies, obviously, because we want to connect as many people as possible everywhere in the world. Because what we are doing is setting up a very wide network of connections, in which our system can collect information from different places everywhere in the world. And because when you have an artificial intelligence system, you need to eat, the system needs to eat data. So as many data as we have, as better will be the refinement of the algorithm during the time. So how can somebody can access to our technology? Contacting us through our website, and entering in touch with our scientists. If someone has an idea for a specific crop, he can ask. We are setting up the first in Italy, the other in different places in the world, our innovation hubs, in which we can test the crops that are required by the industries or by the growers. But we can set the specific, very small farms everywhere in the world, letting anyone to produce data and products and recipes. Because another thing that we didn't say is that we design a specific language to drive our machines in a let's say IT way. So it's a specific language using objects in which any parameter can be managed by anyone in a very simple way, and all this information are cached by our ONO operating system in the cloud, and we can understand how the plants are growing, if they're growing better or not, according to the right curve of growing curve in that specific moment. And then we can send the correction, the fixing for that. And sometimes can happen then that the grower can invent a new kind of process to reduce timing or to have a better productivity or a better product. And this will be shared everywhere to all the others in a democratic way. So anyone can contact us. There is no limit because our name is exponential. So if we go versus this, it's not possible to have the exponentiality.
Definitely. And it's wonderful that everyone can contact. There is one more
Absolutely.
class of people. Like if I ask you the people who actually want to do this farming, there are students who have done some courses. They are maybe graduated in plant science and want to join ONO for exponential farming as a job, or they want to do some internship so that they can a better exposure, in fact, because it's a good place to learn about the farming, AI technology and integration of everything. So how they can contact you and reach out to you?
Okay, even always through our website or my LinkedIn profile, for example. For your information, we have several students working with us from everywhere in the world. We have several theses from university still in our let's say in our company. And these students, they have ideas coming from everywhere in the world, and they can ask anything. They can ask to work with us, because in the next future we will open specific innovation hubs everywhere in the world, and we need young people working on our technology and approaching the same IT approach that we have. And we don't look only for biologists or science, but also IT experts, AI experts, mechatronic experts, because we merged in our system several competencies from AI, from ITC, mechatronic, web design, and biology, absolutely. So we are open not only for one specific kind of guys, but all the university, all the science can be involved in an exponential journey, let's say.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm really glad that you accepted my invitation and came here and talked about your next generation farming. And you are giving so much to the world, whether it is on the earth, and maybe we might see your exponential farming on the Mars as well, since you are working with the SpaceX. So it's a wonderful wonderful way and wonderful thing to give to the world. Thank you so much. And most importantly, like, you are not reserved to only big companies. Anyone can contact you, whether it be a student or the person who wants to come to this field. Thank you so much for all your contribution. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to you. Can I add something? Okay,
yes, sir,
you say you say it's time for biotech. It's absolutely true. And another thing is that in the future, as anyone talking about vertical farming and so on is telling that we will be 10 billion people in the earth, etc. They forget to say that if now we are around 7 billion, 3 billion of people, will be also 3 billion of minds, of brains. And we need to catch these new brains to a new level, to take this new to a new level. And we need, as human in this time of our era, to develop new technologies to let these 3 billion people work better and mind better for the future of our Earth. So this is something that nobody says. So we will have 3 billion of new minds, and we want to let them to work as better as possible for all the rest of the people living in our Earth.
Definitely, sir. Instead of working on statistic that in 2013, so many people won't get a food, there will be so much of food scarcity. Since we are talking related to it, I won't go in other statistics. Instead, we have to work on solution-based approach. And obviously, well said. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.